Welcome dear students to this video lecture on Introduction to Economy. In my earlier lectures, I explained the syllabus of Indian economic environment. In this particular lecture, I will explain one of the contents of our first unit, that is Introduction to Economy. In this particular lecture, I will explain the meaning and definitions of economy. Means I will explain what is meant by economy. Then I will elaborate the basic features of the economy. We will study 5 to 6 features of the economy, and at the concluding part, in brief, I will give an outline about the types of economy. Friends, in our earlier classes, we studied the definition of economics. While explaining the definition of economics, we say the economics is a science which explains how we can meet our unlimited wants with the help of limited resources. This is what the definition of the economics, subject economics, which we studied in our earlier classes, that is in our BCom first year. Now here I am going to explain the meaning of economy. The economy is an organization, we can say it is a man-made organization which is created in order to meet the human wants. The organization which is intentionally created to satisfy the human needs. So now we will see what is the nature of this organization and how this particular organization works. So first of all, in order to understand the meaning and nature of the economy, we will see some of the definitions, we will learn some of the definitions of the economy. As I already mentioned, the economy is an organization which is created to satisfy the human wants or human needs. It is an organization, for example, consider in order to meet our basic needs, food, clothing, shelter, these are the basic needs. We will get the commodities which are essential in order to meet our basics. The organization will supply, the economic organization will supply these basic needs to the people. For example, if you demand a specific commodity, say if you are demanding a mobile phone, if you are demanding a computer, if you are demanding an internet connectivity, whatever the commodity, whether it may be an essential, it may be a luxurious commodity, whatever the commodity may be, if you are demanding that specific particular commodity, then a particular organization will supply, or a particular mechanism is working over there in the country which will supply these specific goods which you are demanding. That particular organization is known as economy. Just now I mentioned for the basics, if you are demanding some of the basics, for example, if you are demanding food grains in order to meet your dietary needs, then some sort of mechanism is working there to supply the food grains to you people. If you are demanding a shelter, then certain mechanism is working over there in the country which will meet your needs, which will supply that particular commodities to you people. In the same way, whatever the commodity you are demanding, in order to satisfy that particular needs or wants, a certain type of mechanism is working over there in a particular country in order to meet our needs, in order to meet our demands, in order to supply our demands. So that particular mechanism or that particular organization is known as economy. Here in the very first definition, economy is an organization which can run for satisfying human wants or for satisfying human needs. Then second definition, an economy is a man-made organization for the satisfaction of human wants. The third definition is here, an economy is a system by which people get living. In short, economy is a framework where all economic activities are carried out. So from these definitions and from my initial explanation of this definition, what we will understand, what is the point we should understand at this moment is, the economy is a type of organization through which we will get the commodities whichever we demand. We will get the essential commodities whichever we demand. For example, if we are demanding such a commodity which is not actually produced in our particular country, then what happens? For example, take an example, if you are demanding a petroleum. The supply of petroleum in our own country is not enough, or the production of petroleum in our own country is not enough to meet all the needs of the public. Then what this particular organization do? This organization make an arrangement to meet your demands. In order to meet your demand, in order to satisfy your demand of petroleum, this organization will make an arrangement. It will import that particular commodity from other countries, like OPEC countries. They will import those commodities and supply those commodities to you. Means it is an organization or it is a mechanism which will supply the commodities, which will create a mechanism in order to meet your needs or meet the needs of the individuals, or supply or satisfy the needs of the individuals. So that organization is known as economy. The structure of this economy is different from country to country. For example, the economy of one country is different from the economy of another country. Means the organizational setup of this mechanism is different in different countries, or we can say it is different in different regions. So in this way, we can explain the meaning and nature of the economy. Now we will move towards our second point, that is the features of the economy. Here on the screen we can see there are 6 different features of the economy. Step by step we will try to understand what are the features of the economy. The very first feature of the economy is economic institutions are man-made. Economic institutions are man-made means these are the institutions and organizations which have been created by human beings in order to satisfy their needs, in order to satisfy their wants. Therefore, we can say economic institutions are man-made. These institutions have been created by human beings. These institutions have been created by the individuals, by the people of that particular country. We can see the economy of India. It is intentionally created. Economy of China, economy of America. These are the economies of different countries on the basis of different cultural backgrounds, on the basis of different historical backgrounds, on the basis of different societies. All these different countries, all these different regions created their own economy, their own institutions in order to meet the demands of their own individuals or their own people. So we can see feature of the economy is economic institutions can be created, destroyed, replaced or changed. It means the economic institutions are such a institutions which can be created, which can be destroyed, which can be replaced or changed. It means, for example, take an example of any specific economy. As the economic organization is man-made, we can newly create this institution or we can newly create this organization. In 1947, India got independence, and since from 1951, the India started implementing the 5-year plans. That is, planned economic development process started in India since 1951. After getting independence, we created our own economy, we created our own identity at the world level. So that is what in the 1950s we started the process of creating a new economy. That is Indian economy. Earlier it was the Indian economy but dominated by Britishers, run by the British administration. But after 1950s, after independence, we created through our constitution, we have given a proper setup, proper framework to that economy. Through the Constitution of India, we have given a framework to that economic organization or economic institution. And we created a new identity, we created a new economy in this particular world. In that way, we can create the economic institution. We can also destroy the existing economic institution. Means what? We can destroy the existing economic institution. We can means the people can destroy this particular thing. The human beings can destroy this particular economic institution or organization. Take an example of Union of Soviet Socialist Republic, that is USSR, Soviet Russia. Before 1917, the Russian economy, it was dominated by capitalist. It was a capitalist economy. So what happened in 1917 in Russian Revolution? They destroyed the earlier existing economy on the basis of Marxist and Leninist ideology. The people of Russia came together and they destroyed the earlier existing structure of the economy or earlier economic institution, and from 1917 they started or they replaced their economy. They started implementing the socialist economy. Earlier was the capitalist economy. In 1917 revolution, the Russians destroyed this earlier institution and they replaced that earlier institution from a new institution, economic institution, that is socialist economy. So in this way, the economic institution can be created, can be destroyed and can be replaced. Now we will see our third feature of the economy, that is economic activities keep on changing. Economic activities keep on changing means economy is not a static, economy is a dynamic. Continuously the changing process is going on in an economy. The economy in 1950s is not in 1990s, and the economy in 1990s is not the economy in 2000 or 2010. Means if you take a look at the earlier picture of our economy, then economic activities are continuously going on and they are changing. The activities of economy are changing. Therefore we say the economic activities keep on changing. If you take a look at the economy of India, before 1990s, the Indian economy was the controlled economy. It was regulated by the government. It was controlled by the government authority. But after 1990s, we adopted the model of privatization and liberalization. So it is what the changing nature of the economy. Earlier it was controlled and now it is free. Earlier all the industries were controlled by the public sector undertakings. Now the industries are free for private investment. That is what the changing, the activities of the economy are changing. The structure of the economy is changing. So this is what the third feature of the economy. Now we will see what is the fourth one. Production, consumption and investment are the important process. In order to understand the economy, it is most important to understand these particular three processes: production, consumption and investment. In your earlier classes, that is in your BCom first, you studied the theories of production. In the BCom second, you studied what is meant by consumption and investment while studying the Keynesian theories. So in order to understand the process of economy, in order to understand the organization that is economy, we should understand these concepts: production, consumption and investment. These are the important processes of the economy, because the people will get income out of production process. When production is going on, the people will get employment and they will get income. On the basis of their income, they will demand. Means their consumption depends upon their level of income. When the people or the individual of the country will get employment, when they will get the income, they will be in a position to purchase the commodities for consumption. The first important point is production. The second important thing is consumption. Then out of earned income, after satisfying the basic needs, then people will save the amount of income, and out of that savings the investments will come out. So in order to increase the investment, the saving is essential. In order to increase the saving, the income is essential. In order to increase the income, production is essential. So whole economy will rotate around these particular things: production, consumption, investment. Out of production, it will create the purchasing power. Out of the purchasing power, people will demand and production will increase. So these three are the points which are very important to understand the functioning of the economy. Now the next feature is government intervention. Just I mentioned the role of the government in economic activities while explaining this particular third point. Now we will see the government intervention. Whatever the economy may be, it may be a capitalist economy, it may be a socialist economy, it may be a mixed economy. The intervention of the government, the working of the government, the functioning of the government in order to run that economic institution is very important, because the role of the government is very important for the functioning of the economy or to run the institution. The nature and the structure of the particular economy depends upon the policies of the government. Take an example of Indian economy. The Indian economy is functioning on the rules and regulations which have been prepared by the government. The Indian economy is running as per the norms, as per the rules and regulations laid down in the Constitution of India. And time to time, the government is changing the rules and regulations in order to change the functioning of the institution. in order to run the economy. Every country, in each and every country, the government supervise the activities of economic organization. The government will look over the activities of economic institution. Therefore, the government intervention or the supervision of the government, a looking of the government over the organization is a very important feature of the economy. If there is no government, then there will be a no economy at all. Therefore, the role of the government is very important, is very essential as far as the functioning of the economy is concerned. Each and every activity of the economy is supervised by the government, is controlled by the government. In that sense, the feature of this economy is government intervention. And last one, that the sixth feature of the economy is different structure. It means the structure of the economy is different in different countries, is different in different locations, is different in different regions. Just I mentioned in my earlier talk that the Indian economy is different from American economy. American economy is different from China's economy. The economy of United Kingdom is different from all these economies. Why? Because of the different structure. The structure of the economy depends upon the rules and regulations laid down by this particular authority. The structure of the economy depends upon the historical background of the country, the cultural background of the country, the social background of the country, the ideologies on which that particular country is working. On that particular ideology, the structure of economy is different. We can see the economy of China, it is a socialist economy. The structure is different. All the factors of productions are owned by the public authority. Now in China also, the structure of the economy is changing. But the base of the China's economy is socialism. The base of the American economy is capitalism. The base of the Indian economy, it is a mixed economy. Now it is no more mixed economy. It is moving towards capitalism. But at the initial movement in the 50s, 1950s, Indian economy adopted the model of mixed economy. Means the coexistence of capitalism and socialism. But nowadays, after 1990s, after adopting the model of privatization, the structure of Indian economy is changing. So what I mean to say, what I mean to convey is that the structure of the economy are different. It depends upon the ideology on which that structure was prepared. As we understood that economy is a man-made institution. Man-made means human beings created this particular organization. And different on the basis of different ideologies in different countries, the economist, the ideology, whatever the ideology of the people they have given, on the basis of that particular ideology, the structure of the economy was created. So therefore we can see different types of structures of the economy in different countries. So in this way, in this particular lecture, I explained the meaning of economy, definition of economy, and we also studied the 6 different features of economy. In my next lecture, I will explain second content of our first unit. Thank you very much.